Today I'm going to show you how not to absolutely f up your scallops. Scallops are expensive. You want to sear them properly. When I say sear, I mean develop that beautiful golden brown crust on the outside, and you're not overcooking them. They are not rubbery, they are tender, they are perfect, and anyone can do this. As long as you have a stove, a pan, and some scallops. First things first, you have to know what scallops to get. There are actually two different kinds, the baste scallop and the sea scallop. Today we're talking about the sea scallops, and they are the big plump ones that you get at a restaurant. Baste scallops are like this. Sea scallops are like this. And when you're picking out your sea scallops, you need to get dry or wild caught sea scallops. If anything says wet on it, that means it was packaged with liquids and sometimes preservatives or chemicals, and they're not gonna be as good. You want dry scallops that literally were caught and put into a box and brought to you. In terms of color, it should be kind of this like pearlescent, ivory, pinky white color. And when you're buying them, you want the biggest, the baddest, the sexiest, and the juiciest. Basically go for the biggest ones. I would go to a fish market where you can literally tell them, I want that one, and that one, and that one. These are my scallops here. Now what you have to do is remove this outer muscle here. So it's just gonna hang right off the scallop. This is pretty tough and it's hard to chew through, and it should easily just tear off. And you wanna remove that from every single scallop. Scallops are the type of food that are great for feeding groups of people because they take only a few minutes to sear. They're very easy to prepare. Just by being good sea scallops and getting the best quality ones, it's gonna be great. Just like searing a steak or searing honestly anything, moisture is the enemy and it prevents you from getting a golden brown crust. So how do we stop the moisture? We dry off our scallops. Now what I'm gonna do is just put a paper towel down and lay my scallops flat onto it. So I lay them all down, make sure they're spaced out adequately so they're not overlapping. And we're gonna just dry them off on all sides. Really give them a pat down, okay? They love it. And obviously be delicate, you don't wanna like smash them, but you wanna make sure you're getting all that moisture off. To season our scallops, I prefer just to use kosher salt. This is like the most mild form of salt, which allows us to dust our scallops generously without making them taste literally like the ocean. I'm just gonna flip them with some tongs so I don't have to wash my hands before going into the salt. Something you can do just to make sure you don't cross-contaminate your salt is by pouring a little bit into a separate bowl, and then you don't have to wash your hands at all. If you have seafood dedicated salt. I don't season them with pepper because pepper can burn at such a high heat. I season my steak with pepper and I sear it, so like, I don't think it really matters, but for something so delicate like scallops, I just want to keep it just salt. If I want to add pepper at the end, I'll finish it off with it. Something you should prep before you go to the stove is if you want to add any aromatics or like lemon juice or anything to the butter, which you'll add to the pan, prep that now so that everything is ready because the cooking process is so fast. You don't want to miss it. We're going to use my stainless steel today because I feel like this is the most accident prone pan. And I want to show you how to slay it. I'm gonna hit it on high heat, like the highest of the high heats. We're gonna let this heat up until it passes the water test. So this is the water test. Get a little bit of cold room temp water and pour it into a hot pan. This has been going for about a minute. Oh, okay. All right, so this is almost hot enough. It's dancing on the surface, but this evaporated. So there are hot spots on the pan. The center's pretty cold right now, so I'm gonna continue to let it heat up until all the water dances just like that. For the oil in my pan, I'm going with a neutral canola oil because the smoke point is really high. And I wanna make sure I have enough to basically cook each scallop and that it's on its surface. Now we gotta move quickly. I'm gonna put them in one by one, big side down. So there's a small side, you see here, small, bigger side. Big side down around the edge of the pan. Edge of the pan gets the most heat. So that's why we want to put them on the edge. So 2 minutes per side. You see That golden brown crust is developing and it is gonna be perfect. Either go with a fish spat if you're worried about them sticking, it's really good at picking them up, or if you're confident, you can just use tongs. Woo! All right, let's just see. Look at that. Beautiful. Look at that. Perfect. So we're gonna do 1 minute on the other side. And the reason we're doing 1 minute on the other side is because we want to give them a nice sear, but we also want to give them a little butter base, so we have to lower our temperature. All right, so I put my heat down to simmer, and I'm gonna throw about 2 tablespoons of butter in here. Good. Let's do 3. Why not? Let's let that melt. And just for fun, optional, but I'm gonna add a little bit of lemon juice as well, because it's summer. This will be like a nice brown butter lemon juice. Cool up the butter in the edge and just start to baste them like this. And that's it. We got sexy scallops. My dog is crying because they smell so good. Our butter is brown. We have this lemon brown butter. If I had it my way, I would have let the ones in the middle cook a little longer, but they were so small and I didn't want to overcook them. It's gonna be amazing. Let's plate it. These turned out perfect. I just served it with a steak to make some surf and turf. You can also just serve them with a salad, or I have this amazing recipe for a succotash on my website. It would be so good with that too. Golden brown, caramelized on top. They are not overcooked. They are not rubbery. They're perfect. That's all I have to say. So I hope this helped you feel less scared of searing scallops. I will say I have messed up scallops so many times in the past. I would be the girl at the family Christmas party in my uncle's restaurant, ruining everyone's scallops. We have a family of 40 people. So if I found a method that works, I promise it's going to work for you and you're going to slay it. So I hope you enjoyed watching this. I will see you guys next time, and let me know in the comments a cooking tutorial or anything you need help with in the kitchen, and I will work on a video for that for you. Okay, I'm gonna eat this. No utensils, just so good.